Franken-bug.
You have created a monster.
Hexbugs are a robotic creature that have a motor that vibrates, causing the legs to move. The vibrating legs make the hexbug move. Normally, hexbugs have 6 legs on each side, but I will change that in my project. I chose to do this experiment because I love watching hexbugs race around courses. The purpose of this experiment is to determine whether adding and removing legs from hexbugs will change their speed. When I'm done with this project, I want to have determined which modified hexbug is faster so that I can take my sister's hexbugs down in every race in the future. I predict that adding legs to hexbugs will increase their speed because the vibrations from the motor will have more connection with the track. The increased connections with the track will make them move faster. First, I will time test subject number 1 on 10 laps around the track. Second, I will use the X-Acto knife to cut off 4 legs on each side of test subject number 1, who turns into number 3. 6 out of 8 of the legs that I cut off will be glued onto test subject number 2. Then I will time test subject number 3 on 10 laps around the course, followed by 10 laps from test subject 2. Here are the materials I will be using. Test subject number 1, who turned into number 3, test subject number 2, 6 black curves, 5 gray curves, 3 black straights, 7 gray straights, glue, stopwatch, X-Acto knife, and iPod for taking pictures. This is the course the hexbugs will be running on. Every time they pass the arrow, I will press the lap button on the stopwatch. This is test subject number 1. He still has all his legs. You're looking at him from above. This is a side view of test subject number 1. You can see the amount of legs that hexbugs are supposed to have. I got this picture of test subject number 1 when he was racing around the course. It looks like he's trying to jump over the sides. This is a side picture of test subject number 3. Even though he has a 1 on his back, remember I told you that number 1 turns into number 3 after getting his legs chopped off. You're looking at test subject number 1 while he is getting his legs cut off. This is the transformation of test subject number 1 into number 3. Now you can see him doing his laps. He's charging straight at me! Here is a side picture of test subject number 2, after he got his extra legs glued on. I think he looks like a super bug! This is what it looked like when test subject number 2 was getting extra legs glued on. I can't believe that he would be cruel enough to steal those legs from poor little test subject number 1. This is a picture of test subject number 2 racing laps on the course. He is going fast! And here he is falling over, which he seems to do a lot of. Once he fell over, it seemed like he just couldn't get back up. This is the data for all the laps of the 3 hexbugs. The incomplete means that he couldn't finish those laps without falling over. Test subject number 1 was faster than test subject number 3. Test subject number 2 had the fastest times, but since he couldn't complete more than 2 laps, I was unable to collect enough data to get accurate results. From this project, I learned that extra legs isn't necessarily better. My hypothesis was incorrect because I didn't get enough data from test subject number 2 to be absolutely positive that he was the fastest. Just for fun, at the end, I made an all-straight course, and the results were surprisingly different from the results on the original course. Test subject number 3's times were from 6.7 to 7.8 seconds, and test subject number 2's results were from 5.4 to 6.1 seconds. Thank you for watching my science project, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in buying hexbugs, you can find them at Target on one of the toy aisles. They make great gifts, and they don't have to run on tracks.